facing the police every single day.
I'm Detective Buchinski of Charlotte County Sheriff's Office Major Crimes Unit. Time now is 8:24 p.m. on January 26, 2014. This statement is in reference to case number 1401-013780. Person being interviewed is Ian Mcguire, MC, G-U-I-R-E, date of birth of February 1st, 1990, who resides at 3365 Westland Terrace, Port Charlotte, Charlotte County, Florida, 33952. Has a phone number of 863-516-1966. Ian, do you know the meaning of perjury?
It's omitting the truth or making up stories.
Oh, yeah, correct. Perjury can be committed in one of two ways. One, telling an outright lie. The second way is omitting information to mislead me in my investigation while under oath.
Mm-hmm.
All right, perjury is a crime in the state of Florida. If you found to perjure yourself, you can be charged with perjury, okay?
Mm-hmm.
As a law enforcement officer in the state of Florida, I'm empowered to swear you in to obtain a sworn statement statement. Raise your right hand. Do you swear and affirm the statement you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Okay, you can put your hand down, Ian. All right, Ian. Your dad is Douglas Mcguire, correct?
Yes.
And he was born 5/6 of 1946.
Mm-hmm.
And he lives at 1000 Kings Highway, Unit 164.
Yeah, I'm not so sure on the date of birth, but that sounds right.
Okay.
I don't know if that's what I gave her, but I know it's May of 1946. Here, this is my mom. She's coming here right now. Hello, Mom.
Which trailer are you at?
Unit 164. Just come down the way a little bit, and you'll see a lot of police on the right-hand side of the road. It should be it should be on the 2nd Street, as you come in.
2nd Street?
Yeah. Listen, I'm giving an interview to a deputy. 164. 164. All right, Mom. Love you.
Okay, Ian. When was the last time that
I
you
came
seen
here
your
yesterday
dad?
between 7 and 8. I came over here at probably about 5. I woke him up, asked him what he was doing. He said he felt a lot better. I said, well, alright, see, things will get better. And he was a little bit sleepy. Let him go back to bed because I knew he'd be up at 7 to take his pills. So I sat there and watched a little bit of TV. He got at 7. Got up at 7. And I came and, I hugged him. I told him, see, Dad, you'll be alright. To see the doctor about it.
What kind of problems was he having?
Just, he mixed up his medication and he tripped over the laundry basket. And it upset him. And he thought his Parkinson's was coming back, because he couldn't keep himself up.
Okay.
But it was just too much medication, was all it was. And he thought they were going to take his driver's license away and everything. I said, you'd be fine. Don't worry about it.
Did he get a letter stating they're going to take his license away, or was his doctor
No, he
threatened
was
it?
just thinking the worst. And I told him, I said, you'll be fine. If something happens, I'm here for you. Don't worry about it.
What time did you arrive today?
Must have been a little after 6:30. I stopped by his friend's Norm's house because we were putting some stone down. And, and I wanted to come over here and see my dad, make sure he was doing all right.
And how do you know Norm?
He's a friend of my dad. He's been staying at my dad's for a little while.
Has he been taking? Does Norm have medical issues?
Yeah, he says he has dementia, but I don't think so. He just forgets things. All old people do that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Would there be a reason why Norm's license would be in your dad's house?
That's an expired one from a couple of years ago.
Okay. And what about like Norm's bills and stuff? Does your dad help him pay his bills or something?
No, man. Norm's a millionaire, dude. He was staying at my dad's house because he had some issues. He came down here, and the lady was supposed to be out of the house over there, but her husband coincidentally passed away, and he was letting her stay there a little while longer. And then she finally moved out a couple weeks ago, and he was having furniture put all in the house and having repairs done to it. So my dad was letting him stay in the extra bedroom.
Okay.
That's all.
All right. Did you leave a note for your dad on the
Stove?
on the stove?
Yeah, man.
Can you tell me a little bit about that note?
That was a long time ago, but I just kind of left it there, just to let him know that I care about him and everything.
Okay. Because you said everything will be, I love you, Dad, everything will be fine, right?
Yeah, but that's an old note, man.
That's an old note.
I had a felony charge going on, and he was all upset about it. And I told him, don't worry, because I knew all that stuff was a lie, and just like I said, you know, it got dropped in court, so.
Okay.
But I left it there, you know, just so he could look at it and, you know, just always remind him things will be fine. Don't worry about it. You know, I care about him.
Mm-hmm. No, I understand. Of course, it's your dad. Of course you care about him.
You know, I think he kind of felt like no one cared about him, but that's not true. That's not true. I cared about him a lot. You know, I come here and, you know, he knows I don't like old black and white movies, but I watch them with him just to spend time with him.
When you came in, how did you go into the house?
I came in through the front door.
The front door?
Yeah.
By the driveway, on the opposite side of the driveway?
It was the driveway.
Okay. And when you walked in, was the lights on or off in the house?
Just the light over the stove.
Just the light over the stove?
And maybe the little night light in his bathroom.
Okay. And
Oh.
then you did you go into the bedroom? Did you go into the living room? Where'd you go?
I came in, I went to his room first. I wanted to see him.
Okay. Was his lights off in there or on?
You know, something like he was in bed sleeping.
Okay. Did you turn on the light?
No, I came up to him and I was like, hey, Dad. He didn't respond. I knew something was wrong.
Where'd you touch him at?
Just on his chest.
On his chest?
Yeah, I didn't see he had a gun in his hand. And then I put my fingers over his nose and I saw he wasn't breathing.
Where'd you put your finger?
Just on top of his, put my two fingers over his nostrils, you know.
Okay. Did you touch did you touch any place else if you can remember?
I don't think so, man. And then I was like, oh my God. And then I went into the bathroom and I turned the light on in there. And then that's when I saw all the blood down the back of his head.
Okay.
And at first it looked like it was coming out of his ear. I thought he'd had a heart attack, you know. And then and I went up and looked at him, and then I saw he had a pistol in his hand. And then I looked and it hit me. He fucking blew his brains out.
Okay. Have you and your dad get along?
Yeah, man.
You guys been having any problems or any issues or anything?
No.
Has your dad ever talked about suicide in the past?
I mean, I've heard him say years ago that, you know, if he ever got, like, in a really fucked up way with his body, he'd kill himself. But I didn't believe it. I've heard a lot of people say that shit before, you know.
Did you notice anything missing within the house? Everything looked like it was still there?
I didn't really look, man. I went outside right away and I called Norm. I wanted Norm to come over. I didn't know what was going on, man. It was just so much to take in. I remember looking over my dad, you know, because when I looked and saw that he had the gun in his hand, I looked over on the other side of the pillow and you could see his brains all over it and shit. And then, he fucking killed himself. That's what I thought. I said, no, man, this has got to be a dream or something, man. I said, why Dad wouldn't do that?
Could you think of anybody who you've had a fight with in the past? Or?
No, man, he's not like that.
Okay.
He's just an old man.
Just an old man. Does he play golf?
Yeah, and all that, and he just, you know, he likes to sit home and watch his black and white movies, and you know, see his son come over and go to work.
He's supposed to be working tomorrow?
Yeah.
What does he do?
Yeah, he works at this, I think it's called Helping Hands. I'm not sure what the name of it, but it's a place where he helps other old people and all that.
Is he a volunteer or does he get paid?
They say he's a volunteer, but he gets paid through this program.
Okay.
It's kind of like trying to teach seniors new skills and all that, so they can, you know, get a job eventually somewhere else or whatever. I don't know.
Okay.
But I know he had a lot of friends there and all that, and he was good friends with the lady that ran the place, and yeah, I don't think he would have lost his job. He kept telling me yesterday, "Oh, I'm going to lose my job. I'm going to take my license away." I said, "No, they're not, Dad."
I don't know if I asked you this before, but what time did you arrive today?
It must have been something after 6:30, 7, something like that. It's just starting to get dark, man.
Okay. Has your dad been depressed?
He's just been dead. The same. I mean, he was obviously depressed yesterday and the day before.
Over the license thing?
Yeah. I mean, and I've seen him depressed about Parkinson's, but he always eventually gets over it. You know, I'd be depressed if I had Parkinson's too, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Did he have anything else wrong with him other than the Parkinson's?
He'd had to have some skin cancer lasered off. But he didn't have nothing terminal, nothing that was debilitating. A lot of people get skin cancer and all that.
Mm-hmm. Right, Ian, is there anything else you can tell me?
I don't know. What made him do it, man? That's nothing. I don't really have anything else.
Okay, everything you told me the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Yeah, man.
Alright, time's now is 8:35. It's still January 26, 2014. Let's conclude our statement.
COPWATCH, policing the police every single day.
Did fake auditor Ian Mcguire kill his dad for money and guns? Ex-detective said he thinks so. Said the case should be reopened. The detective on the case was only 2 months on the job. The Southwest area joke is if you want to get away with murder, do it in Charlotte County Sheriff Bill Prummell area. They're so stupid it will never get solved. Too busy policing for profit. On January 26, 2014, at approximately 6:26 p.m., I responded to 1000 Kings Highway Unit Number 164 Port Charlotte in Charlotte County, Florida. Reference to a possible suicide shooting. Upon arrival, I met with W/M Ian D. Mcguire February 1, 1990, and W/M Norman D. McDonald July 24, 1943, who were both standing outside of the above residence. Ian said he found his father W/M Douglas W. Mcguire May 6, 1946, dead inside of the residence with a gun inside of his hand. DFCP Greaves and I announced ourselves and entered the home through the back door, which is facing the driveway. We walked into the home and noticed a bedroom to the left side, and saw a white male lying down in a bed. DFC Greaves and I walked into the bedroom and announced our presence once more, receiving no response. Once inside the bedroom, I observed an elder white male lying in the bed with covers over his body and his hands together on top of the covers. I also observed the male had a possible gunshot wound on the right side of his head with dried blood around the area. The male was still unresponsive, and I noticed a small black pistol with wood gripping in his right hand. I cleared the rest of the home as DFC Greaves stood by with the male. Charlotte County Fire/EMS arrived on scene and went inside the bedroom to work on the unresponsive male. I walked outside to speak with Ian and Norman, as DFC Greaves stood by with EMS. I walked to Ian, who was still outside, and noticed he was crying and very upset. Ian advised the male inside of the home was his father, and he couldn't believe he shot himself. Ian said he last saw his father alive last night on 01/252014, at around 8 p.m., when he came over to visit him as he usually does. Ian said Douglas didn't say anything unusual, and seemed to be fine. Ian said he came over tonight to visit Douglas, and around 6:15 p.m., he walked into the residence. Ian said while inside he called Douglas, and noticed he was lying in his bed with all of the lights off. Ian turned on a light in the bedroom and noticed Douglas was unresponsive and felt cold to the touch. Ian also noticed Douglas had blood on him and a gun in his hands, along with veins showing through his skin. Ian decided to call Douglas's friend Norman to call the sheriff's office. Ian said Douglas has Parkinson's, and suffers from depression, and he's an alcoholic. Ian said Douglas hasn't mentioned anything about hurting himself lately, but he's been upset about possibly losing his job and driving privileges. I then spoke to Norman, who advised Ian called him saying Douglas shot himself, and to call the police. Norman said he suffers from Alzheimer's and doesn't remember if he actually saw Douglas today or not. DFC grieves and I placed crime scene tape around the house to deem it secure, along with starting a crime scene log. I remained on scene with Ian as major crimes and crime scene were en route. Detective Buczynski and crime scene tech Zachow arrived on scene and conducted their investigation. I remained outside of the crime scene for scene safety, and to log who came in and out of the scene. Once their investigation was done, I took the crime scene tape down, and secured the house.
Hey Sheriff County, this is Sheriff County COPWATCH. I am using any video here with under fair use if you have criticism, reporting, teaching, etc. And please donate. I do not make money from YouTube, and there are different ways to donate in the video links. Thanks.